Period dramas are usually known for elegance, romance, and sweeping history, but every now and then, they deliver moments so shocking that they leave us speechless. These are the twists, betrayals, and heartbreaks that made fans gasp, cry, and sometimes even scream at their screens. From royal scandals to sudden deaths, here are the top 15 most shocking moments in period dramas. Number 15. Bertha's ruthless social move. Bertha Russell may have started as a social outsider, but she quickly proved she was a force to be reckoned with. In one of the most shocking scenes, she outmaneuvers her rivals to secure her place among New York's elite. What makes it jaw-dropping is the cold precision of her victory, turning rejection into domination almost overnight. It's not just a social win, it's a declaration of war on the old money families who underestimated her. The Gilded Age thrives on these power struggles, but Bertha's move was a defining moment, cementing her as one of the boldest, most ruthless characters in the genre. Number 14. Anne's public outing. Anne Lister lived boldly and without apology, but the moment when her private life was publicly exposed still stuns. In a society that would never accept her love for another woman, the humiliation and danger she faced were immense. This wasn't just about gossip, it threatened her entire identity and the security of those she loved. Watching Anne, who had always walked with such confidence, suddenly forced into a vulnerable position makes this scene unforgettable. It's shocking not only for the betrayal, but for the bravery it demanded. Gentleman Jack showed just how high the cost of honesty could be in the Edwardian world. Number 13. Becky Sharp's betrayal. Becky Sharp is a survivor. A woman determined to climb the social ladder at any cost, but even by her standards, her betrayal shocked viewers. Using charm and cunning, she turns against those who trusted her most, proving that in her world, loyalty is always for sale. What makes this moment so devastating isn't just the cruelty of her actions, but the way she smiles through them, as if betrayal is simply another strategy. Vanity Fair thrives on scandal and manipulation, but Becky's ruthless choices remind us why she remains one of literature's most infamous anti-heroines. Watching her burn bridges so carelessly is as infuriating as it is unforgettable. Number 12. Diana's final days. Everyone knows how Princess Diana's story ends, but The Crown managed to make it feel fresh, intimate, and unbearably tragic. The episodes leading up to her death are filled with quiet moments, phone calls, glances, hopes that make the inevitable crash feel even more devastating. What shocks isn't just the tragedy itself, but how human and ordinary Diana seems in those final hours. Stripped of tabloid drama, it's the story of a woman longing for peace, robbed of it too soon. The Crown's portrayal of her final days left viewers gutted, forcing us to relive one of the most heartbreaking losses of modern history. Number 11. Catherine's humiliation. Catherine Morland's journey from naive dreamer to young woman of sense takes a cruel turn when she is cast out of Northanger Abbey in disgrace. For a heroine who has spent the story caught between fantasy and reality, this sudden rejection is a shocking jolt. The general's cold dismissal, done without warning, strips Catherine of dignity and forces her into danger. What makes the moment unforgettable is how vulnerable she is wandering home alone, betrayed by the family she trusted. It's a turning point that transforms the playful satire into something darker, reminding us how quickly innocence can be shattered. Number 10. The Mill Riot scene. The riot at Thornton's Mill is one of the most harrowing moments in period drama history. Workers, angry and desperate, swarm the factory gates, threatening violence. Thornton faces them down with stoic resolve, but when Margaret throws herself between him and the mob, the scene explodes with tension. The clash of classes, the raw desperation of poverty, and the danger of bloodshed make it unforgettable. Margaret's act of courage shocks not only Thornton but the audience as well. In one scene, North and South captures the brutal realities of industrial England and the complicated love story that grows in its shadow. Number 9. Sidney breaks off his engagement. Fans who rooted for Sidney and Charlotte were devastated when their love story crumbled in the most shocking way. Just as happiness seemed within reach, Sidney breaks off the relationship, not because he doesn't love her, but because duty and financial obligation demand it. The heartbreak lies in the sacrifice, love abandoned for practicality. Charlotte's devastation is palpable, and viewers felt every ounce of her pain. It's the kind of twist that period dramas do so well, where societal pressures are as cruel as any villain. Sanditon's moment of betrayal left fans shattered, sparking petitions for a happier ending. Number 8. Anne Boleyn's execution. Even knowing Anne Boleyn's fate doesn't make her execution any easier to watch. The Tudors stages the moment with unbearable tension, Anne, calm and regal, facing the end with dignity, while Henry's court whispers and watches. The shocking part isn't just her death, but how quickly love turned to hatred and favour to doom. One moment she was queen, the next she was expendable. For a story drenched in betrayal, this scene is still its darkest. It's a reminder of the brutal stakes of power, where even a crown can't protect you. Anne's fall remains one of history's most infamous tragedies. Number 7. Ross confesses his love for Elizabeth. Ross and Demelza's marriage had already endured storms, but nothing prepared fans for Ross's shocking confession, his lingering love for Elizabeth. The moment is raw, painful, and utterly human. For Demelza, it's a betrayal that cuts to the bone. How do you compete with a ghost of first love? For Ross, it's a reckless honesty that changes everything. The fallout threatens not only their marriage, but their very sense of loyalty and trust. This scene stunned viewers, forcing them to reckon with messy emotions and flawed characters. It was one of Poldark's boldest choices, leaving fans divided and heartbroken. Number 6. Edward VIII abdicates. When Edward VIII chose love over duty, the world was stunned. In The Crown, the abdication plays out with a haunting mix of silence and disbelief as he renounces the throne for Wallis Simpson. The weight of tradition, family pressure, and national expectation crash down in one shattering moment. It's shocking because it's both deeply personal and historically seismic, the choice of one man changing the fate of an empire. Few period drama scenes capture love's cost with such power. Number 5. Lady Whistledown's identity reveal. For 2 seasons, viewers speculated over the true identity of Lady Whistledown, the mysterious gossip columnist who ruled Regency society. When the reveal finally came, it stunned everyone, especially because it was someone so close to the Bridgerton family. The shock wasn't just in the name, but in what it meant: betrayal, secrets, and power hidden in plain sight. Bridgerton thrives on scandal, but this twist elevated it to a whole new level. It was the kind of reveal that made fans go back and re-watch, seeing every scene through new eyes. Period drama had found its own masked villainous. Number 4. Lady Sybil's tragic death. Lady Sybil's death during childbirth is one of the most devastating moments in Downton Abbey. What begins as joy quickly spirals into horror, as complications arise and her life slips away before anyone can save her. The Crawley family's grief, especially Tom's, is gut-wrenching. For fans, the loss was unthinkable. Sybil was the heart of the family, the spirited one who dared to love outside tradition. To see her story end so suddenly was both shocking and cruel. It was a reminder that even in the grandeur of Downton, tragedy could strike without mercy, leaving scars that never fully healed. Number 3. Matthew's sudden death. If Sybil's death broke hearts, Matthew's sudden car crash shattered them completely. Coming just after the birth of his son, the timing was almost unbearable. Viewers had seen him and Mary finally find happiness together, only for it to be ripped away in an instant. The shock of the scene, the joy of a new life colliding with the horror of death, was unforgettable. For many fans, it was the most devastating moment in Downton Abbey. It turned triumph into tragedy in seconds, and left Mary to face motherhood and grief alone. Number 2. Jaime's brutal imprisonment. Outlander has never shied away from dark moments, but Jaime's imprisonment and assault at the hands of Black Jack Randall remains one of the most shocking. The sheer cruelty, the physical and emotional torment, pushed the boundaries of what audiences expected from a period drama. What made it even more harrowing was the aftermath, the way Jaime carried the scars, both seen and unseen, long after. It wasn't just a twist, it was a turning point for the entire series. Fans were shaken, horrified, and moved, proving that period dramas could deliver intensity equal to any modern thriller. Number 1. Prince Andrei's death. At the heart of War and Peace is the love story of Natasha and Andrei, fragile, hopeful, and tragically doomed. When Andrei is wounded and slowly dies, the moment is shattering. Natasha's grief, her desperate attempts to comfort him, and the inevitability of loss create a scene of unbearable sadness. The beauty of the adaptation lies in its intimacy. You feel as if you're in the room, watching love fade alongside life. Prince Andrei's death is not just shocking, but profoundly moving. It reminds us that even in the grandest tales of war and history, it is the quiet, personal losses that hurt the most.